Welcome aboard. Good morning. Good to have your company. And thank you for choosing the national broadcaster. My name is Sandra Kahunde. Well, I believe you've been having lots of information coming to you since morning, enjoying my other colleagues, my partners in crime, I should say, that welcome you each and every single day and inspire you. That is straight away from Good Morning Uganda, and of course having the GMU Extra as well. And here we are yet again as women, and as we continue to celebrate the women in ICT, that is in regards to health, the health sector itself. And to us, it's such a blessing and it's such an honor to listen to wonderful stories from the special ladies out there who have made it. I should say we're enjoying the tech space as far as Uganda is concerned. And here, yeah, it's a lovely Wednesday, and it is the 19th day of April 2023. Welcome aboard once again. Today in studio, the lady is going to inspire us, talking more to do with biomedical engineering, what it is all about, and how she incorporates ICT in her space, and what is her passion, what are her goals, which kind of legacy would she love to leave behind, and how can this particular space be improved for the ladies out there to enjoy and inspire so many people out there, and lift Uganda's flag up high if they got opportunities elsewhere. Are they able to fit in, and how can we enable them place their best foot forward when it comes to ICT, health itself, the patient care technology, how they reach out to those particular services and how they've embraced them? I know most definitely as we start a conversation just now to the hour of 11 a.m., I believe you'll really have a lot that you will have noted down. On the show this morning, I am joined by Peace Akirol. Peace Akirol is a biomedical engineer, application specialist, and also she's an application specialist that is at Delma Enterprises Limited. We had to find out how can we tap from them, and how can we tap from her, and also how can we tap from Delma Enterprises Limited. You're most welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Good to have your company this lovely Wednesday. How have you been?
I am awesome, and I'm also most honored to be in this place today.
Oh, yes. You know, your field is quite interesting,
yes,
very sensitive. You're supposed to be in the field.
Yes, it is.
It's supposed to be a panel right here, but looks like everyone has to be on duty.
Yes.
So I have to make you talk.
Oh, it's okay. I'm here. I'm available for all the questions.
Oh, well, Peace, we've been having ladies right here on this platform, getting to know and listening to their stories, trying to get to know why they took that particular path. It's no longer the way it used to sound like traditionally, or cultures and everything, that certain things or certain professions, activities are not made for women and the ladies. Sure. So I am proud of you being a woman and taking this path of being a biomedic engineer. How come you took that particular path? How come? Let us get to know a bit about your journey.
Yes, about my journey as a biomedical engineer. Well, it all started way back in my A-level. I happened to be in class with a lady who had no limbs. And I saw the way she struggled, the way she used to move. She had to use these prosthetics that were always hurting her. They were not of good quality. But then every time I would see her struggle, walk up the stairs, go to class, come down, have to go back to dormitory, and then she's struggling and all. So I looked at her life and I told myself, what can I do to help a person in such a situation? So it was more like an inspiration for me, because it drew me back. I had to look back and ask myself, what can I study? What particular field can I go for that can enable me be able to help a person with such a problem? And that is the whole concept about biomedical engineering. For anyone to tap into the field of biomedical engineering, you need to have a background. What is that thing that leads you to do something to help the society, to help the community, most especially health related? Yes. So that was one of them. And of course, the other one, biomedical engineering. When you term engineering, it just involves math, a lot of math, physics, and those are the two subjects that I loved all through school. Yes.
That is physics and math.
Physics and math.
Yesterday, a friend of mine was listening to someone speak.
Yes.
And like, can you listen to this lady? She's doing PCM, and then she's stroking biology,
Yes.
and she's trying to wonder
Yes.
and think about it.
Yes.
It could not add up
Yes.
for some of the combinations, a woman standing out and having such combinations.
Yes.
You had to have sleepless nights, I can imagine. You had to deal with the figures each and every single time.
Yes. Actually, for me, math was an easy subject for me all through. From my P4, because I had a teacher in primary, in P4, he believed in me. He told me, Peace, if there's any subject that is easy, it's math. So do yourself a favor and love math now, because you're going to use it in the near future to change the world. So he started coaching me day in, day out. And before I knew it, I used to get 100s in math. And that made me love it even more. So subject-wise, math, physics, chemistry, biology, all these things are all possible. Sciences are possible, provided you have the right mindset. You have the right people who are encouraging you and strengthening you and empowering you.
The sciences are
Yes,
possible.
they
For
are.
the women out there, the young girls,
They are.
they're possible.
They are.
So you get 100 out of 100.
Yes, I used to get 100 out of 100. And I had a friend who used to make jokes. She'd be like, when it comes to peace and math, leave her out of the picture. She gets 100s. Yeah.
So you had to sit in class, skipping the break time on the outside, try to do the concentration, I
No,
suppose.
Actually, no. I used not to skip anything. I used to attend everything that has to be attended. But the only time I used to maximize for me was morning preps. Because morning preps, I have a very alert mind. Yeah. Once I'm in the morning prep, I can do anything. I can reason more, think more. Then during daytime, I attend classes. I attend any school program. But I make sure I also consult.
Okay.
Yes.
When it comes to loving math, I want for the young girl out there who's watching,
Yes.
and she's like, my best subject at school is to do with mathematics. How can they get to love more the figures and deal with them? Is there a formula or some of the tips you could share? Because we really want the girls to stand out and, you know, do this subject, the science subjects.
So when it comes to mathematics, there's really no formula. It just begins with the passion.
Do you know, like way back, geography and everything, there's a bit of cramming, and then you
Yes.
definitely sing songs through
Yes.
rivers of Africa, Senegal, Gambia, Volta, you go on cramming. There's no such thing when it comes to your field.
And when it comes to, okay, some people have brilliant minds. They can come up with formulas, make colors out of things. But for me, it's different. You know, it's different for every person. Yeah, so for me, it was different that I used to wonder. I'm like, okay, this is a problem. This is a mathematical problem. So this being a mathematical problem, how best can I solve it? How can I come to a solution? So just that intriguing alone was enough inspiration for me to be like, if I can sit down, analyze this problem, break it down, get the solution. It means if I have a challenge out there, I can sit down, analyze it, break it down, and come to a solution. So that was for me. But there are other people, it's different. They can relate a figure to a color. They can relate a figure to maybe a certain dress and be like, okay, if I have E is equal to MC squared, how do I get the answer of ABCD? You get, yeah. So for everyone, it's different. But the major thing is the passion in there. If you're able to pull out that passion from within you, then you're able to solve anything.
Okay.
Yes.
When it comes to IC itself, it's the tech world. It's not, we don't want people to just know that it's the in thing, you get it. But how can they tap more from it? Away from just earning the money, of course, you need to get to some place where you're comfortable, you'll be able to earn a living through it all. How do you incorporate ICT when it comes to your daily work, you being a medical engineer?
Well, as a biomedical engineer, we make the doctors' lives easy. Yes, through the medical equipment, we supply equipment, we do installations, maintenance, servicing. But all these, most medical equipment today use a certain technology. And this technology has systems. Now, these systems usually use softwares that are from ICT related. Yes, because I remember even back in campus, we used to do programs where we used to bring in ICT students to join us. We ask them, okay, if we are coding and we want this system to run, how best can we make the system run? Yes, so in the process of doing that, we are actually combining both ICT and biomedical engineering to make the lives out there easy. And in my field, we make the doctors' lives easy. Yes, we give them every technology necessary to make sure that they run the hospitals well and treatment is offered. Yes, so for instance, when you look at an incubator, where you put the babies, the neonates, yeah, most of these systems have alarms, you know. So if it makes an alarm, that alarm is as a result of a system that was made from an ICT person. You get it? Yes, so everything medical equipment related, most of them have systems that are incorporated from ICT.
So at the end of the day, we need each other.
We do, we do. We need each other.
So ICT at some point gets married into your sector.
It does, 100%. I may say.
I'll take you back.
Yes.
Before such technologies, came up, just taking you way back. How were things?
Yes.
How tough was it?
Without ICT.
Without the new innovations coming through,
yes,
to ease the work.
I believe that was in the eras when we were not yet born.
Where they would just be like, okay, you need to lie on your back, get a hold of your hands.
Yes.
No, this is my left, it's all in here, my right is here. And you try to be like, early in the morning, try to figure out the kind of sex you have. If you're pregnant, it could be a male, it is a female.
Yes. Take for instance, most doctors do diagnosis on patients. So I'm imagining a patient who probably has a brain tumor. Now imagine a doctor has to diagnose such a patient, and if this patient is an elderly kind, why you ask them, okay, what signs and symptoms have you been having? And they cannot even figure out what is happening with them. All they know probably they are fainting, keep getting dizzy. Now it's very hard to be able to treat such a patient. You may end up diagnosing them in a wrong manner. And that is what was happening back then before ICT came into existence. Not until some individuals sat down, scientists, and said, no, we need to find a way of making this easy. We need to be able to diagnose patients when it's still early.
So should we say at some point way back, others were given a wrong diagnosis? Or maybe we could have stopped some people from you know, passing on.
Yes, yes. Very many people passed on because they didn't have the right treatment. And that was the major cause of people dying back in the day. Yes.
You know, you would hear people say such stories of they should take some time off when someone is like, okay, they're no longer breathing, their brain has stopped. Maybe they try, you know, in Uganda, they bury people who are not yet even dead.
Yes.
That is the saying that goes around. I think that person, you know, that is the conversation that keeps going around, that they should leave some time, maybe put them on oxygen or try to keep them somewhere in the hospital.
Yes.
Have you heard of such cases?
Yes, mostly in rural areas, because these people don't really have the best technology, seeing as Uganda is still a developing country. Yes, so in some of these places, you'll get to hear that a person was just complaining they had a tummy issue. And maybe they were inside their houses and collapsed and died. And they tried to figure out what really happened until maybe they're brought for post-mortem. That's when you realize, oh, shoot, this person maybe had a liver issue. And this could have been prevented if only they had the right equipment to find out what is wrong with the liver, how come, how can we solve it, you know? Yes, so true, people back in the day were lost to a number of illnesses, but we thank God that now at least the technology is able to detect some of these things early. Yes, and it's due to the help of ICT. Yes.
Amazing, amazing. Yes. We should salute all the women in ICT.
We should.
Okay, everyone in ICT and the men as well. We salute you. Yes. And more innovations should also come up.
Yes.
And maybe speaking about the technologies, you're talking about the equipments in place to ease the work, especially for the doctors out there to find the right diagnosis. What new innovations or what would you think about that needs to be innovated in Uganda that would really make the health workers out there have ease?
Yes.
Not like really robots or getting so tough about it, but some of the right equipment that we need to have in place.
Well, some of the right equipment we need right now in Uganda are those that are able to sort the neural disorders. Yes, because I've realized most people are suffering here and there. You hear of people with epilepsy, you hear of people with people who keep suffering from amnesia. Yes, I feel like such things can be sorted, yes, if we have the right technology. And I believe in Uganda we are soon getting there. Yes, we are not yet there, but we shall get there. Something
why do you say we are soon getting there?
Yes, because we don't have the technology here yet. Yes, but out there it's actually happening. People are able to see what is happening in the human brain and have a big feel of what actually happened. Yes, so I feel like we also need the same technology here in Uganda. And if you even look at the neurosurgeons in Uganda, they are really few. And not only in Uganda, Africa in general. Yes, we have very few neurosurgeons. But if we have many come on board and we also have the right technology, I believe some conditions can be prevented or simplified.
Okay.
Yes.
Does that mean like the cases that you've heard about or you registered at the health facility are related to the brain or related to the head itself? Because, I mean, people are stressed also. You would hear such common cases of stress itself, the migraines and all that.
Yes.
So you mean most of, which kind of percentage would you give it?
Percentage with regards to?
The complaints that come through that are related to the head, the brain, the head itself, the tumors?
The brain tumors and all, I'd give it a 60% out of 100. Yes, and that is at least fair enough to be able to bring such a technology on board. And it's not only the brain, the entire head as a whole. Yes, only that the brain controls the entire human system. So if you have the brain well figured out, then I believe the entire body system can be sorted.
Okay.
Yes.
How about the CT scan itself? That maybe they try to detect maybe some certain issues or the pains or the sinuses themselves. Is that okay?
Yes, it's okay.
But there's really actually, a lot that has to be done.
Yes. I was happy recently, Ministry of Health supplied most regional referrals with CT scans, and that was a really good initiative by the government, because at least there we are sure if you're not able to go to a small health center and you go to the referrals, you can be able to get some treatment. But the challenge also is most of these donated equipment are usually second-hand, you get it? Yes, and them being second-hand and they are donated. So they don't really come out, they don't give you the best output, but at least it's something in place. Yeah.
If you had an opportunity to share with those in authority or someone who is concerned, say at the Ministry of Health or you meeting His Excellency, would you love to share such ideas, or would you be able to really make him figure it out?
Yes, I would be able to, because being in the field, I have seen things that happen day in, day out. You see how patients, some struggle to get treatment, probably because of the costs, the money and all. Yes, but if I had the chance to speak with the authorities in charge, I believe I could do a big change. I would advocate for more technologies coming on board, because it may not necessarily be only a CT scan needed, yes.
Or it might necessarily be a donation.
Yes, yes.
And a second donation. Maybe we could use our very own. Appreciate the women in ICT,
yes,
who are innovators, and give them space to come up with such ideas or such equipment. Is it possible?
It's very possible. Lots of women have brilliant brains. We are problem solvers. That's how I love to take us. And being problem solvers, we can look at a situation critically and be able to find a proper solution that is best fit. So if I was to tell the president or a minister or something about it, I would say, yes, the ladies also have the ability to do it. And if only we had the right board, like recently I've seen women in STEM, and these people are learning coding, data science. They are training them in different fields, do this, do that. Come up with systems, mobile phone systems, embedded systems into equipment. Yes, and they're really doing big. But I feel like if they can be funded, yes, they have these ideas, but if they can be funded and bring these big ideas on board and actually bring them into implementation, then yes, we can do it. Yes.
Well, amazing. It's good to listen to such such amazing words, and of course ideas coming through from a woman. For those of you who have just joined us, we're here to celebrate women in ICT as a national broadcaster in regards to health. We're here to listen to their stories and inspire someone out there, and get to know what is lacking, what needs to be done for them to enjoy their workspace and innovate more, like she says, where we need to put attention. Those are some of the things that we want to echo out. And joining me today, if you've just joined us for this episode, I am having Peace. Peace is a biomedical engineer. I want to know what makes her stand out. What makes it special? Because I mean, there are pediatrics, there are gynecologists, there's a variety at the health facility. You standing out to be a biomedical engineer. Tell us more.
Yes. Oh, so you mean standing out as a biomedical engineer in the hospital? Okay, that's a good one. So what makes us stand out is the fact that we are helpers suitable for the doctors. Yes, because for them to have machines running, it has to be our role. We make sure that all the equipment is in place, all the equipment is up and running, systems and technologies are all good. We make sure that the power supply is okay for the doctors, and in case of any issue that may happen, you know, we make sure that we come out and we solve it. Then on top of that, we most times interact with doctors and try to find out, okay, what problems are you having? How best do you see we can sort this issue? And most doctors come out and be like, okay, we have this problem, but I believe you can come up with the best idea for us to solve. Yes, so biomedical engineers are very much needed in any health facility because of all the technical skills that we have, yes, and the reasoning capacity. Yes.
Something else, why would I invest in my child? Why would I invest in my child to take the path that you took, to stand out and also be a biomedical engineer?
Yes. I would advise everyone, if possible, to invest in all their kids, because mostly for those who love technology, this world is heading towards a path of technology only. Yeah, because everything has an ICT something happening. Even in the health sector right now, most things are geared towards making lives better, but using ICT. You get me? Yes, so I would advise parents, if possible, and if their kids really love this field, to take up the field. You know, I was watching a documentary some time back, and whites have come to a point that they are now making prosthetic eyes to be able to see. Like, just think about that. It's so good. Imagine a blind person, you're not seeing, but then you're given a prosthetic that allows you to think like to see like a normal human being. Like, that alone is so interesting for me. Yes, so if you're a kind of parent that wants to see your child do something beneficial to the community, return back, you know. Communities have been so good to us, so there's always something we can do to better the community. And if your child is able to grow up with that mindset and take up this field, then there's a lot that they can do to solve. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'll just bring you once again and bring you back home. Why do you love working in Uganda?
Yes.
Yes, because I know you wake up every single day to make lives better. I think about the human beings and their safety. That is why, of course, coupled with a number of other reasons, and not just doing it because it is your profession.
Yes.
It's a path that you took and you want to earn from it. But there's also appreciating in Uganda. We want people to get to know that buying Uganda and building Uganda, that is something that we should also embrace.
Yes.
Yeah. Why do you love working in Uganda?
Yes.
I know, I believe in you, peace. I know once you're given a platform out there to represent Uganda elsewhere, you definitely fit in.
Yes, I would. One, for a fact, I love our culture. I love the discipline that we have as Ugandans, and I love the fact that we love each other and we don't discriminate. You get me? Yes, so having all these three, Uganda is a place that allows you to explore your potentials, because most of the areas are still growing, and them growing, it means, and other countries have already gone through this phase of Uganda right now. Yeah, so us going through this right now, it means there is a lot that we can actually do here than when we go out there. When we go out there, it's like we have to begin afresh, learning and adopting to their standard. Because like in Europe, these guys are up there, you know? And then in Uganda, we are still developing and growing. So I feel like it is better to grow with my country and make it a better place. Even if I'm to go out, at least let me get that knowledge and come back and bring it back to Uganda and make Uganda better. Yes.
You would go and come back?
I would go and come back.
People want to go and they never come back. They're like, oh!
Yes. I believe in my country, so I want to make it better. Yes. And if I go and stay, really, no, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't
At
make
least
sense
let
to
me
you.
go.
To others, it makes sense.
It does. It makes sense because you want to live in a better world, you know, better accommodation.
Without you being part of the development itself.
Yeah.
Because it starts with you, but you just want to get in and be comfortable.
No. Also, I've always had the eye of doing something good for the community. So I cannot really achieve that if I'm not in my own place where I grew up from. You know, when I look back at my childhood and where I grew up from and where I am at right now, I'm like, yes, at least I've done something for my community. And even now I can do much better. At least that sense of responsibility to the nation. Yes.
Okay, if you sit and ponder and look back, what else would you have studied? Or you'd still go for sciences?
I had two interests as a child, either be an accountant or be an engineer. So if I wasn't in the engineering field, I would most definitely be in a bank doing accounting. Yes.
Because you love the money, right?
I love the money as well.
Or because you love the figures, way back, maths and everything.
So I used to even tell my mom, like, Mom, engineering or accounting? If not those two, then I think I'll not be a happy person. Yes, but yeah.
Accounts and engineering.
Accounts and engineering.
Okay. So should we say where you are right now? Okay, I know each and every single day you have to strive and work hard and, you know,
Yes.
get somewhere and also be an inspiration to the community, like you put it, giving back to the community itself. Should we say at some point you sit back and fold your hands and you're like, yes, biomedical engineering is paying back?
I haven't yet reached to that point. Yes, because I feel like our field, being a new field in Uganda, it's still growing. Yes, but I feel like with more opportunities, I can do much more. I feel like right now my hands are a bit folded. I can't really do much because of all that is happening. Yes, but given better opportunities, given more funding, more help, I feel like I can do better. I can do
now,
more.
let's get into the details
Yes.
of the more funding to make it better for you.
Yes, yes.
Because if I had it, I would definitely give you.
Oh, thank you.
Provide a space
Yes.
for all the other women in the health sector itself and the ICT as a whole,
Yes.
and give them the platform and fund them.
Yes.
So let's get deeper.
Yes.
You never know, the president could be watching and or be like, okay, peace says this is important.
Yes.
We
Yes.
need to note it.
Yes.
So I give us those the details that you're talking about to make this space better for you.
So biomedical engineering, as a whole, we use engineering skills to make the lives of doctors easy and all. Yes, but I feel like there are certain things we haven't tapped into. Biomedical engineering is a wide field. Yes, it involves artificial intelligence, involves biomechanics, bioinstrumentation, it involves medical imaging and all. But in Uganda, I feel like we've only tapped into a segment. We haven't fully tapped into the entire field. You get me? Yes, so if we are to tap into other things, like if we could also invest into artificial intelligence, you know. Seeing a robot in Japan that has been made, I believe it's called Power. And this robot, what it does, it helps the elderly. If you're not able to walk, it allows you walk like you used to before. You know, like such technologies that are able to make their lives much better, much easier. Yes, like my field of prosthetics, it's one of my interests. I really want to make sure that that comes to pass. Having a prosthetic that is connected to your brain and allows you to do things normally, that would really make me feel fulfilled. And if government is able to help us and do funding for such projects, then I shall be so delighted. Yeah.
Tell us more about the dream, your dream, your vision. Because your story started way back with the issue of the limbs.
Yes.
So tell us more about it. Are you still putting it, you have the notes and you're just making them lie somewhere? Or you think about it in every single day, or you're still working upon it?
I'm still working upon it, because when it comes to this, you have to learn everything you can before you come up with a solution. You get? Yes, so for instance, if it's a prosthetic arm, I have to make sure that I learn everything concerning the human arm. Every blood vessel, every supply, anything involving the arm, how is it connected to to this joint? How is it connected to the brain? I have to make sure that I learn all that. And after that, come up with different components that are able to look and function like the human arm, and also have them connected to the human brain, such that if you're to fold your arm, yes, the prosthetic is also able to fold, you know? So that is what I want to see, and I feel like I haven't yet seen it. Yes, people have ventured into other fields, medical imaging. Yes, there are projects happening, which is very good. In diagnosis, there are a lot of equipment that are coming up, research is ongoing. Yes, but I feel like in the prosthetic world, there's still a lag. Yes, and if there's something I can do to bring it up, then I will most definitely work on it. Yes.
Well,
yes.
Great stuff, great stuff. So you're still into the stages of training and doing more research when it comes to bringing it out to the rest of the other world.
Yes.
Okay, you remind me of that song way back in school.
Yes.
When we were growing up. God thought of making man by joining bone to bone. So you keep singing and reminding yourself to get the right joints right.
Yes. Yes.
Anyways, any lighter moments or achievements so far you're enjoying your space and are not regretting taking the path that you took.
Yes, I've managed to work with a number of organizations. I happen to work with Ministry of Health. At some point during my internship, and in there, I was able to join in and have a hand in the process of procuring equipment. And that was a very exciting moment for me, because I was told, handle the specifications, get the right specifications, make sure you have them well and neat, and then we shall use them as well. So one, that was so exciting, and that was when I was still in school. Yes, then coming out in the field, I joined a company. It's been 11 months now since graduation, and I must say at least the money is coming through. Yes, I'm earning, and I'm also adding something. Yes, with Delma, the company I work for, we supply medical equipment to different hospitals. Yes, so we reach out to them, we find out which equipment don't you have, and if we have it, we must definitely give it to you. If you don't have it, if we don't have it still, we look around and find something that fits what you want, and we supply. Yes, so at least right now, I'm still giving to the community. I'm helping, providing the right equipment and the knowledge necessary. Yes, though it's just the beginning.
So Delma has to go beyond the borders.
Exactly.
To make sure we get the right equipment here in Uganda.
Yes.
Amazing stuff.
Yes.
Well, I will take you back. You're talking about that there's really a lot that has to be done. What is holding us back? Is it because we don't have, we're not doing the right research? We don't have the role models themselves, or we're still lacking the lecturers or the professionals out there to come and help out the rest of these other young ones who are joining the medical, field, or joining the biomedical engineering section as well. Yes. What is still lacking?
For starters, I feel like people don't know what biomedical engineering is all about. Yes, because every time I introduce myself as a biomedical engineer,
it's rocket science.
They're like, what is that?
Did she even do the course from Uganda?
Did you go
I think
abroad?
she has a lot of money. She has just come from abroad.
Yes. So most of them, you have to begin breaking it down that actually it's a branch of engineering. And in simple terms, I usually tell them in layman's language. Yeah, just tell them we help doctors.
They want 2 hours language.
Yes, we help doctors with regards to medical equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, they understand it better. But that is just a fraction. Yes, because we have medical devices and we have research. Those two things comprise of biomedical engineering. Yes, so if one ventures into research, then definitely you need funding, which I believe is still lacking here and there. Yes, when it comes to funding most of the research. For some who actually do have funding, you may find they got a connection.
To the research? What happens to the research?
I believe it phases out.
It phases out. The books and everything is kept in the library somewhere. The universities.
Yes.
What happens?
I feel like it stops there. Yes, it stops there
because
unless you take up.
The professors are not recognized. There is no space.
No, actually, most professors recognize, because where I studied from, Bara University of Science and Technology, most professors used to acknowledge our projects. They would say, this is a very good project. If you would continue with it, then that's very good. But most times when you leave the school environment, you're like, okay, I'm in Uganda.
You start thinking about money.
Exactly.
Okay. Just take it back. I'm in Uganda.
You're like, one, I'm in Uganda. Two, I've spent a number of years. Most people, by the time they graduate, it's like 24, 25. Some want to settle into marriage for the ladies. And that causes a limitation, because you're like, okay, I have this big dream. I want to achieve it. But how can I achieve it, yet I don't really have the right connections for some? You might find the only connection could be your lecturer, who maybe believed in you and said, you can do this, you can aim higher, you can. Yeah, but there's still more lacking. Yes, with regards to funding of research. Then with regards to medical equipment, still donations, we are over-relying on donations. And most of these donations, equipment rich, maybe they don't have a certain spare part that is so important to be used. And if you don't have that, then sometimes the equipment may keep getting faulty along the way. Yes, if only we had brand new equipment, proper funding, also having boards, the Engineering Registration Board come up with different programs, you know, call upon biomedical engineers, hey, we have a training, come, maybe we're going to study about anesthesia machines, you know, have such things come up. Those initiatives build people's minds. The more you sit down and focus on something, read about something, the more ideas you get. So having many engineers on board and available and having training, such initiatives make people want to do more.
Okay.
Yes.
So if I was able to just write a check, write for peace a check, to go out and explore, you'll definitely go out and buy and get the right equipment for Uganda.
I would.
Instead of us relying on donations.
No, I wouldn't. Donations are good, but they are not the best.
Spare parts is the spare parts issue as well.
Yeah.
Okay, how about, how is it like doing the course itself in Uganda? Because I mean, you had an opportunity at Mbarara University.
Yes.
How easy is it for someone out there who wants to enroll and take your path?
Okay, for one who wants to enroll in Mbarara University of Science and Technology, the combination you did matters, preferably sciences, of course, and that's physics, mathematics, biology, and chemistry. Yeah, you just need, if you have any of those four, you're able to enroll. Yes, and being a biomedical engineer at Mbarara University of Science and Technology, it was a good experience. I and my class, we were the second lot of biomedical engineers. Yeah, so being one of the first people in a new place with a new course, there's a way things don't really run smoothly because you're more like the try and error.
The pioneers.
Yes.
Try and error. So it is definitely hard for you to, you know, get into the job market itself.
Yeah. No, getting into the job market because of the name, Mbarara University, yes. Yeah, it's a very good campus. Yes, but the issue is studying. We used to do most programs, we used to do different course units, but the issue came with the projects. Sometimes they'll tell us, okay, you have a very good project, but go out and look for your own components. So such things used to make people be like, nah, let me change a project, let me do something
And are those
different.
components, are they accessible in our region?
They are accessible but expensive. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so I personally felt like I think they need to be ready, because you'd hear like Makere, their biomedical engineering field was okay. These guys used to go for road trips and visit hospitals in different facilities. I'm like, we should do that as well. Yes, but until we came out of school, me and some friends of mine were like, okay, let's first move around different facilities. Yes, the only training we had that was good was during internship. When you actually come out and visit different hospitals, you see the different equipment.
So is it easy for someone to get the internship at those health facilities? It's not a bit tough?
No, it's not tough. It's not tough. It's actually easy to get an internship. Yes.
If you did biomedical engineering?
If you did, yes. Also, people just love biomedical engineers. Yeah.
There's nothing like the technical know-how?
No. With regards
and
to
then they're like, we won't make you access the patients and all that.
Oh, yeah, there's a limitation. Yeah, there are some areas you're not allowed to go to. Yes, like
quite interesting, rubbing shoulders with the doctors, those who have been there before.
I remember at a point I had to tell my colleague, she's a doctor, I'm like, please sneak me in your theater. Yes, let me just stand somewhere in the corner. Yes, let me just see how the place is placed, how equipment being used. Just wanted to have that broader knowledge. So I told her, I'm like, please sneak me in once you go. Yes.
Well, earlier, I'll take you back. You explained having more equipment, you know, getting to that level where Uganda can be a better place, where we don't have to travel abroad to get the medical assistance or the health care that we deserve. Some of the equipment, you talked about the brain itself and the head, putting concentration or more emphasis when it comes to such equipment. What are some of the improvements that have been done, or because at least we can talk about and be proud of the Cancer Institute itself? And some innovations have been put in place. We salute government as well. Let's not just complain and not be like government at Yambi always. Yes. What are some of those improvements you can cite out and be proud of the health facilities? Because there are certain things that did change when it comes to the cesarean itself. I remember way back even doing an operation, even ulcers itself, someone is cut, like, you know, it was crazy. Yes. What are some of those improvements you could cite out?
There are a number of improvements. One, most facilities now are being advised to expand their holds, their wards. Yeah, so if they expand them and have proper space, sufficient space, yes, then equipment is brought in place. And most things have actually been achieved. At least we are trying. Government is doing a good job. Like I mentioned, the supply of CT scans, that was a really, really good initiative by the government, and thank you, government. Yes, it was a really good one. Then most private hospitals, most private facilities now are able to run a number of tests. Yes, you don't have to be there dying and use only a microscope to test what problem you have, but there are CBCs, chemistry machines, fully automated systems that are now on board, and most of these fully automated systems is everything. Yes.
Well, what would you advise for someone out there who is able, who can afford? What do they need to have at hand? Of course, they would advise you, if you have children, you're able to purchase the thermometer to always check on their temperature when they're not well.
Yes.
Maybe the nebulizer itself for those who have the respiratory issues. What else would you advise for someone to, if they're able to purchase or can afford?
If someone is able to purchase something to hold on their own, yeah.
Not just that thing. I know Ugandans, they go to Google and they want to treat themselves. They have those, they tend to choose the drugs on their own before getting to the health facility to check on the doctor physically. But at least for the basics, or maybe some of you advise for some of the equipment for one who is able to purchase what they need to have at hand.
Yes, I would advise one to have a glucometer. Yes, those are for patients who have diabetes. Then hemoglobin meter, these are all, they have friendly prices. Yes, hemoglobin meter to check your blood. Do you have sufficient blood in your system, or do you need to eat better, you know, and what do you need to eat to make sure that at least your body has sufficient supply of blood all through. Yes. The other thing, stethoscope, just to check your heart rate. Yeah. I wouldn't really advise people to have equipment, because on the other hand, I feel like they will misuse them. They may not really, and sometimes, like say, if you have a stethoscope, you may not necessarily know, if I put it on my chest, what am I really looking out for? Yes, I would instead advise, if you have a health-related issue, kindly consult the medical personnel responsible, and then they will advise you on what to have. Yes, because there will be that laxity.
Diagnosis on your own?
No, it's not advisable. Yes, at least maybe have a doctor friend whom you can consult and be like, okay, I'm feeling like this, ABCD, what can I do? Yes, and then maybe they can advise you on what to own. I wouldn't advise you to own an equipment. Yes, but only have it if you've been advised by a medical personnel. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So if someone has been inspired, which I am sure of, and they want to find peace,
Yes.
Carol, where can they get to you? And they're really like, okay, I need more advice, more talk. I think this is the right course for my child to enroll in. I need to find peace. How can they get to you?
Yes.
Maybe I need some particular equipment. She talked about Adelma Enterprise Limited, Uganda. Yes.
Yes, the best place you can find me at is Delma Enterprises Limited. We are located along Buganda Road, that's Madvani House. And two, you can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere I use my name, Akiroro Peace. Yes, yes.
Wow. Which legacy would you love to leave behind?
I would love to leave.
Oh, maybe I know you would want your children to walk the same path. You want your photocopies to take the same path that you took?
No, I want them to, yes, one can take up my field, but I want everyone to be dynamic. Don't be limited. Don't just do engineering. Let there be a lawyer, let there be a doctor, an engineer, chemistry, something.
Imagine such a house.
Yes.
This one is talking that girl and is chattering about.
Yes.
Great.
But above all, I love inspiring ladies out there. Yes, everything is possible. You can achieve it. You can get things done, provided you believe in yourself. Yes, it all starts with believing in yourself. Once you know, I got this, I can do it, then anyone can do it. Yes. That is the kind of life. I want people to look back and say, okay, Peace invented this. If she was able to do that, I too can do it. Yes.
I'm sure you also sit back and you're proud of yourself.
Yes, I am.
Being a woman,
I am.
It's not like the way it used to be like you reach an office and you find a lady and you're like, oh, she's going to look at me from head to toe. Where should I start from? It's no longer that kind of life that we're living.
No, it's not.
I want you to speak to the ladies out there. I know they're hustlers. I mean, you're already in the marketplaces, downtown. And certain things are like, when it comes to ICT, it's for the uptown, a certain kind of class. I just want you to maybe one or two to them, those that are watching you.
Okay. Ladies out there, I love you so much. And we have so much potential in us. We are problem solvers. We are women of integrity and women of class. Wherever you are, in which field you're in, just know that once you put your heart to something, you can achieve it. If I was able to become a biomedical engineer, even with the little that I had available, and I'm here, then you too can achieve it. There's a lot that is yet to be tapped into in every field. Bit science world, bit ICT, bit engineering, bit business, anywhere you can do it. Just believe in yourself and have faith. Yes, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
We really had a great day, a great morning. We're going to have a great day with such words of encouragement coming from you.
Thank you.
Well, for the viewer out there, that's all we had time for this particular episode. But right here, the National Broadcaster will still continue to celebrate women in ICT and, of course, regards to health. And we'll be getting back to that particular talk. That is next week. Sometimes same place, Monday to Wednesday. Always here waiting up for you and listening to special stories from these great ladies. We're not keeping the women, the men away. We need the strength and the advice that comes through from you. My guest for the day, Peace Akirol, a biomedical engineer, and she's also an applications assistant from Delma Enterprise Limited, Uganda. My name is Sandra Kahunde. Wishing you a beautiful day. Keep watching the National Broadcaster, and God bless you. Thank you for your time once again.
Thank you too. Yes.